Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Chris's collection. Today, as you can see on the screen, we're playing. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, you can't. Yeah, that's the trick. You could. Here it is. Metal Gear Solid. Oh, right. I forgot. You have to press circle. Metal Gear Solid 2: Sons of Liberty. So, yeah. What is? Oh my God. Where do I start with this? To put it very clear, guys, Metal Gear Solid 2 was the game that convinced me I need to own a PS2 because I had MGS1 for PS3 and
Snake.
I loved it. You know, I thought it was great. It was a lot of fun. It was excelente con carne. And it actually turned out to be my favorite video game of all time. So, you know, I bought a Dreamcast in '99, and I knew this thing was coming, but Dreamcast was just so fucking sexy, and I bought it, and for a while I was like, you know, I don't really need a fucking PS2. And
We
then,
need to get a fix on
you know, Kojima announced this game and showed it off, and, like, I just filled my pants with, like, oh my god, this is so cool. I just thought it was so fucking great. Um, it was, you know, it just looked so cool, and I'm like, oh my god, Snake's back. This is gonna be so good. So whatever. That's another story for another day of how I convinced my parents to get a PS2 for me back in the day, but they did, and so my 14 years old self, when this came out in 2001, was just like ecstatic for it. Here's the thing: I lived in a small town, right? And I think I've mentioned this before. And like the Walmart never really got games on time, or rather, if they did, they didn't know what was in stock, or they took like centuries to open up the boxes and put stuff away. I don't know what the case was, but what I'm saying is like most of the time I would call and be like, "Hey, do you guys have this game?" And they'd say no, and I'm like, "But it came out today." And what I would end up doing was the nearest electronics boutique, which was then named EB Games, which was then named GameStop. The nearest one was like 40 minutes away in another city, like another town. So my parents, being the awesome people that they were, actually drove me 40 minutes to go pick up various games. Like I think I mentioned Code Veronica for Dreamcast I got over there. And so when this game came out, I was like, please, for the love of God, take me. So after coming home from work, my dad drove me all the way over there, and
Snake.
picked it up for me, man. I got MGS2, and I was so freaking excited. I was like reading, I was looking at the box, like the hype was so fucking real, guys. Like it was ecstatic back then. I just like this was the game that like people were like, you need a PS2 for this. It was crazy. I mean, it's really hard. I can't at the moment. I cannot think of a game. Maybe MGS4 did it again for me with PS3, but yeah, it was just crazy. It was like burned in my skull as like one of the coolest fucking moments, you know? And so that's what happened, and I was very excited. And here's the coolest part. So my family had this funky tradition that every time we would go to Dothan, Alabama, that was the place 40 minutes away, we would go to two places. We would go to Checkers. No, not Checkers, sorry. We'd go to Crystal Burger, which is kind of like a White House for the uninitiated. So we'd go to Crystal Burger and pick up some burgers, and then go to the donut place, which was right next door, Krispy Kreme, and get some Krispy Kreme donuts. So like we were like little fatties, man. We were like just eating up a storm. So basically what ended up happening... Oh, geez, already? There we go. So what happened? We go to to the Krispy Kreme and no, I'm sorry, the burger place, Crystals. And I'm sitting there, and we're waiting for our order and shit. And then the dude who hands the burgers to my dad looks and sees that I'm holding the case to Metal Gear Solid 2, and he goes, "Oh my god, dude, you picked that up? Oh my god, dude, I've been waiting years for that game. Oh man, after work I'm getting I can't believe, this is so good." And I'm like, "Dude, I've been waiting 3 years for this." And like, it was just so cool having this moment with this dude in the fucking drive-thru over the launch of this game. And I think my dad was like, "Holy shit." He kind of like looked over and was like, "Man, I guess this is kind of a big deal." And like felt, like a dad, like, I'm a dad, so I get it. Like, it's I'm a dad, so I get it. It sounds so douchey. No, but really, I get it. It's like you're just very happy that you were doing a favor for your kid, and then it turns out to be far more important than you thought it was, and then something kind of brings that to light, and you're like, "Man, I did something good," and it just makes you feel happy. Okay, so guys, I went up here to get these thermos. Look at this shit. Ugh. Look at that. It's all red, right? See? So these thermos, this is the original MGS2, right? Sons of Liberty. The not Substance. We're going to do Substance next week. So just remember that, you see, this is like the red, like the Virtual Boy, right? You see, it's like all red and shit. This is supposed to be mimic how it was in, oh god, excuse me, how it was in MGS 1. That's how it was. So you will see that this will change. Anyway, guys, well, thank you so much for watching. We'll be back next week with some more Metal Gear. So thanks for watching, guys. Take care.